Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Chris. Chris is from Texas in the USA. So let's see what Chris has to say. Enjoy the interview. So how are you, Chris, today? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time this Friday for the interview. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So tell me, how is your day so far?
It's been good. I have been working on projects, refinishing a couple of pieces of furniture, and just getting organized, I guess.
Busy day for you.
Yeah. I go back to work tomorrow, so it's been nice.
Right. So tell me, what do you do for a living, Chris?
Well, I own my own business. I own a custom furniture, craft, and DIY business. But I'm also a store manager for Family Dollar.
Wow.
To kind of pay the bills. So, because I just moved back to West Texas from Dallas in January.
I see. So tell me a little bit about your business.
I refinish furniture, shabby chic, modern. I take pieces like dressers, dining room sets, and just completely refinish them, reupholster them, and then resell them. I donate to victims of child abuse and domestic violence as well. And I will go in the home and do a custom room for family. Usually it's a dining room or mom's room. And I do crafting classes and DIY classes to teach people how to do that too.
Oh, wow. So tell me about the crafting classes. How does it work?
When COVID happened, I went from selling crafting supplies to trying to survive. And so I started doing little blog videos. And then in-home, kind of like parents against kids or mom against dad or girls against boys. I had one family where the boys and girls got together and the boys did a dresser for the parents' room. And the girls did a chalkboard and a desk for the kids, like office kind of area. That was a lot of fun. It was a way during COVID for me to maintain my business and still interact with people. And, everybody when COVID happened here was refinishing furniture and, throwing things away because they didn't do it right, needing to learn. And I enjoy it. So.
Amazing, Christopher. I think that through the COVID crisis, I think everyone found a way to create, new things or to be creative and to come up with new ideas. I think COVID was a good opportunity for all of us to find some different things that maybe was hidden in ourselves that we never kind of touched before. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Oh yeah, I definitely do. And it was very tough for me. I got divorced right before COVID happened. I had a whole career in the property management construction industry in Dallas. And when COVID happened, everything kind of shut down. Thank God for my business. I was able to kind of jump in that and focus. And then I lost my best friend that November, sorry. And so it was really rough, but I made it. I survived it. And then I moved home this January. I came home to help out my 60-year-old mother and my 93-year-old grandmother. My mother just had 2 knee replacements and she's getting ready to have back surgery. And my grandmother is 93, so not much else I can say there. She gets around better than I do some days.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. So now you are living with your grandmother right now?
Yes. I'm going to get my own place. I came back to kind of help. And I enjoy being here. I was gone for a long time, and because of my lifestyle and my family's beliefs, I didn't come back a whole lot, and I was not a very good family member for a long time. So I'm kind of trying to make up for that now. I'm not chasing money anymore. I want to be happy. I went from being kind of a guy next door and too busy to really enjoy my life to suddenly waking up one day and being a daddy. And so I'm kind of trying to have a work-life balance and enjoy every aspect of my life.
Oh, Amazing. Very good. So, and where are you living? Where are you from?
I'm from Noodle, Texas, like spaghetti noodle. That's right outside of Abilene. But I live in Tye, which is Tye, like you would put on a tie, which is right outside of Abilene.
I see. How far is Noodles from Tye?
About 10 miles.
So not too far.
Not too far, but Noodle has a population of 168. And if you're not from there, you'd never even know it existed. Tye is right next to the military base here. So, I mean, it's a little bigger. I think it's probably 3,000 people.
Very small place. And how far are you from Dallas?
2.5 hours.
Okay. So again, not too far either.
Yeah, but I'm 2.5 hours or 2 hours from Austin. I think I'm 2.5, 3 hours from San Antonio, 7 hours from Houston, 2 hours from Lubbock. So I'm kind of right in the middle.
You're very well located.
Oh, yeah.
And all your family are back in Noodle?
Yes, they're in the Noodle, Abilene, Tye area. Yes, sir.
Amazing. Right, Chris, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Yeah. Definitely.
Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend. Full of random fun questions, okay? What I'm going to do now, I'm just gonna play a song just for us to get a bit in the mood before the first question, right?
All right.
Let's do it. Okay, Chris, so just before we start the game, through the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, I always can change, okay? It's all very friendly, okay? Right, first question for you is, do you know anyone who is living their life to the fullest?
I know a lot of people that are. My mom, Gina, she is definitely living her life to the fullest. She's getting married this year. She's got out of a really bad 17-year marriage. And she's very happy, and the man she's going to marry is very good. She's known him her whole life. It's been nice to come home and see that change. So she's enjoying her life, yeah. And then, yeah, I don't know people. I mean, but she'd probably be the number one.
And do you have siblings as well?
I'm the oldest of 12.
The oldest of 12?
Yes. And my youngest one just graduated from high school this May.
Oh my!
She's 18 and I'm 40, and there's 12 of them.
That's amazing. Oh, wow. 12
Yes.
siblings. That's amazing. How many boys, how many girls?
Oh, God. I think there is 7 boys and 5 girls.
Wow. Which one are you most close with?
My brother, Rod. He is 2 years younger than me. Or sorry, he's 2 children younger than me. He is 38. Yeah, he's 2 years younger. 38. And he is married to a 22-year-old knockout named McKenna, who is my best friend. We did not get along real well when we first met. But if they ever get divorced, I'm keeping her and ditching the family. So.
How do you feel being the oldest one? Did you, all your siblings always had this, let's say, approach of you being the respectful older brother?
Well, not so much. I was older, but my parents were 14 and 15 when they had me.
Wow,
so I was raised by my grandparents. I was very spoiled. I was very blessed. I went to college. I kind of had a silver platter life. So my siblings were very resentful and very hateful sometimes. But and then, of course, when I left here and went and got married and everything, that changed a lot of things. I didn't speak to them for a long time, except my brother. And yeah, they're okay. They're kind of glad to see me home, because I swore I'd never come back home. In 20 years, I didn't, and here I am. So I think they're getting a little joy out of that. But yeah, they were more resentful, and they lived with my parents, and they were not as spoiled. They also got away with murder. I grew up on a working farm, so I'd be up at 5 a.m. and collect eggs and feed cows, and it was a lot of work.
Oh wow, amazing, very good. Next question, Chris. Let's do it. Next question for you is, what is the best first date have you ever been on?
The best first date I have ever been on. Wow. Okay. I went on a date with a guy in Dallas when I first moved there. Of course, I'm from Abilene. And he took me to a restaurant called Patricio's. It's an Italian restaurant. Here in Abilene, we don't have restaurants that you have to worry about multiple sets of silverware or, 3 digits in your receipt. The food was amazing. I couldn't pronounce half of what we ate. And when the bill came, he had never gone to the bathroom. When the bill came, I literally was like, oh my God, $900 because of a bottle of wine. And when he came back, he paid the bill and everything. And then we went to a play. And then we went and walked around downtown and had caramel coffee. And it was probably the best first date I've ever had. I also never spoke to him again because he was really weird, but it was the best first date I've ever had.
Was the most expensive one as well?
No, I actually have had more expensive ones. When I was in Vegas, and I used to work East Coast to West Coast, and I've been on some pretty extravagant dates. It always made me nervous because I'm not, McDonald's dollar menu, let's get a pizza and chill. I don't need all that crazy fancy stuff. It's nice, don't get me wrong. But, these days, most of the time, I'm either covered in paint or I'm hot and sweaty from working out or running around and carrying furniture or, I don't have time for all that. So, and there are other things we could be doing to enjoy our time.
My Lord. Ready for the next one?
Yep.
Let's do it. Next question. Right, but before the next question, I was checking a little bit your Instagram profile, yeah? And they are there 3 hashtags. I'm gonna tell you, I would like to tell you a little bit about, okay? It says, the first one, hashtag Happy Bear.
Hashtag Happy Bear. So I was diagnosed with Graves' disease 3 years ago. And before that, I was about 100 pounds heavier. But I also have always had a smile on my face up until COVID and all that. But so it was just kind of a hashtag that was me. I was always a happy bear. And I also did a calendar in 2013, and my nickname was Honey Bear. I hated it. They changed it to Happy Bear. Kind of stuck. So
I see. The next one, hashtag Country Boy.
I'm a country bumpkin. I grew up on a farm. I say things like, it's over yonder, I'm fixing to, howdy, I have a twang, I love my cowboy boots. And I'm a country boy. I can pull fence and toss hay bales, and I've delivered alpacas and fed cattle and been in rodeos, and I have no desire to not be. And also, for me, country also means, dirt roads, big hearts, iced tea on the front porch, kind of my thing.
Oh, I think the country boys is very sweet, are very, innocent. Somehow there's something there that I grew up as well in a very small town, you know what I mean? Like literally in the farm as well. And then when I look back, I was like, oh my God, those times, it's just unique because you've learned so much, you know what I mean? You can move to a big city, you can move to a different place, but your genuine personality is always going to be connected with that time in your life, which is very, I'm very grateful for that, because there's always, this lovely connection with the nature, with the animals, with the whole, place of being in a countryside. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It doesn't matter where we're gonna go. We're always gonna be a country boy. That's for sure. At least in our hearts, always gonna be there.
Oh yes.
And the other one is hashtag Dallas, Texas.
Just because during that time, my life was in Dallas. Everything, my business was thriving. I was very involved in the community. I had a million friends, and I was kind of a social butterfly. I enjoyed my life. I was very, like I said, I was very blessed. I had a lot of fun. I had a great career. I was in the media. It was great. Life was great. I don't want it back. I'm tired.
Next question for you is, who in your family you would trade place with and why? If you could, let's say for 24 hours.
I have a cousin in LA. She's an actress. She was in one of the Twilight movies. She's been in a couple of other movies. We never hear from them except for when she has a movie premiere. I'd like to trade places with her for just a couple of days and just kind of live her life and kind of, because she's kind of making it. I didn't even know she was my cousin for a long time, so but yeah, kind of hers because her mom is great, and she's just had a very blessed life. She's very talented. So, and also she lives on the beach. Come on, I want to go hang out and and come on, okay. So who wouldn't want to be a girl for a week? Just saying.
Amazing. Very good. Next question. Let's do it. Right. Next question for you is, what do you like to cook the most?
What do I like to cook the most? My favorite thing to make is stromboli. That is something that my grandmother and it was always our thing. We would make it together growing up. These days, the closest I get to cooking it is probably ramen noodles or, boneless, skinless chicken with some lemon pepper seasoning in it. But yeah, I say stromboli. It's kind of my, if I have to have people over or I have to entertain, I pull out all the stops and kind of go that route.
So do you like cooking, Chris?
I like to bake.
And what do you like to bake the most? What's your signature dish of baking?
Peanut butter cookies and sour cream iced cheese.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Next question for you is, if you were to raise a child, what are the most important things would you like them to learn?
That every decision in this life that you make is going to lead you to the next one. And no matter how you were raised, what beliefs that you were raised in, where you live, what your family wants, those decisions have to be made for you. And that you can be anybody you want to be as long as you set your mind to it and you do it. And that at the end of the day, nobody can judge you but you. And people are going to judge you, but nobody can really judge you but you and God. And don't let anybody slow you down. I don't care if it's your mom, your dad. Anybody, make those choices, make those dreams, hopes, and goals, and go for it. That would be the biggest thing. In my family, it was very different. I mean, we were all raised, to get an education and all that, but there was a lot going on. There were a lot of us. So it was more of when you're out in public, you have to have this, you're always happy, everything's good, and you're a military family, so it was a lot. And when I actually have a daughter, she's my sister's. I raised her for her 7 years. Her name is Trinity Electra, and that's what I would tell her. I haven't seen her in 7 years. My sister got custody of her back because of my lifestyle and all that. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would love to have another kid, but I don't think that's in my cards.
Oh, that's very sweet. Saying that, Chris, being a gay guy, did you always have the support of your family?
No, I lived a double life for a very long time. I was married to two women, and I have a husband, an ex-husband. Legally, I still have a husband, but we're getting divorced. Um, I tried very hard to be a straight man. I was very involved in church and Bible studies at school. Fought with myself every morning in the mirror, and lived a double life for a very long time. My uncle is also gay, and when he came out, the family did not handle it well. Like my mom packed us up. It was Christmas Eve and took us home, and we didn't go back for a year. They didn't go to his wedding. He wasn't allowed to stay after 10 p.m. at the farm. Whereas my step family, my granny that I lived with and my mom, my dad, some of my siblings and some of my cousins, they never cared. They were very supportive. And when everything in my life kind of fell apart during COVID, my family, my blood family, because I was gay is why everything happened. So I lost everything and almost lost my mind too. And I finally found my voice, because of that. And now I don't care. The thing about it is this is my life. Also, the reason my sister got custody of her daughter back is because she outed me. And that my family supported her in getting the baby back, even though maybe she wasn't the best option at that time. So she wasn't the best option. I'm trying to be nice, but so my family is very tumultuous. There are 168 of them within a 50 square mile radius of here, and I speak to maybe 4 of them. They chose not to be a part of my life. I tried, and I still do. I still go out there and go to church occasionally. Went out there for Mother's Day, and I still try to be a part of it because I love them. I do. And the truth of the matter is, in these small towns in West Texas, some of our family are a little too close-minded, and they don't remember that the world exceeds beyond this area. And that's okay. That's not my problem. That's theirs. If they don't want to be a part of my life, they don't have to. I'm still going to live my life, and I'm still going to enjoy it.
Amazing. Yeah, I think this sometimes family, they can be very close-minded and sometimes very difficult to deal with because, as you said, religion involved, society, the voice out there can be very strong, and sometimes our family they just don't know how to deal with that, and it can be hard, as you're mentioning. It's not easy for some people to be their truly self, you know what I mean? And sometimes you just need to stand up for yourself and try to find a way to live a happy life, even though it's gonna have some confront with our blood family, and it sometimes it's just meant to be this way.
You know what? My family, my step family, and some of my friends that I consider family, that bond is so much thicker than blood. It always will.
Yeah. Next question then. Let's do it. Chris, before the next question, in your opinion, as you've been raised and live in Texas, in the states of Texas, in your opinion, what Texas stands out comparing with the other states in America? There's something unique about the state. There's something that I only can find in Texas. I cannot find anywhere else in the U.S.
Yes, we are very proud people. All of our furniture has giant stars emblazoned on it, cowhide, barbed wire. Our women keep their hair goes all the way up to Jesus. We do not ride horses to work like the rest of the world, thanks. But if gas keeps going up, we probably will start because it is cheaper. And there's a lot of I went to school where, I don't know if you're familiar with Gretchen Wilson, but there's a lot of barefoot pregnant mamas standing on their front porch with a baby on their hip, and Christmas lights up in July. And then there are a lot of big belt buckles and cowboy boots year round. And we are our homes are usually very Texas. We're a very proud state. And we're also a very big state. We're one of the few, when you're on the East Coast, you can drive 3 hours and go through 4 states. Here, you can drive 15 hours and still be in the same state.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a very big state. And I believe it's very warm as well. It's very hot over there.
Oh my God, it's 107 degrees today. Yes. God is preparing us all for hell. Just say it's hot.
Right. Next question for you is, where is the most exotic place have you ever been?
I mean, it's not really exotic, but for me it was. My first like big boy trip by myself was to Palm Springs, California, during White Party. And it was very exotic. I mean, I've never been in homes that you could go into the master bedroom and look up into the pool and, rode in Bentleys and met famous people and, HBO movie famous, not really big famous, but it was very exotic to me. And they have their version of Rodeo Drive and, where you walk in and a tank top's $300. It was very exotic to me. I fell in love with it and very quickly decided that was not for me either. I love the look and the style of it. That's probably the most exotic. My dream though is to go on a safari in Africa and backpack across Ireland. So once I achieve those two, those will probably be my most exotic.
Amazing. Very good. I had a few guests on the show here from Palm Springs in California. I think 2 or 3 I had on the show.
Did they ever mention Toucan's Bar? That was my favorite bar.
Yeah. Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. All right, Chris. Next question is, if you could go anywhere in the world right now at this moment, where would you go and why?
Alaska? Because they pay you to live there, and it is so much cooler than it is. I'm just saying. Right now, Alaska, it is so hot. And honestly, I mean, I very much enjoy the outdoors. I would very much love to see some of these ice bridges and get some good skiing in and just kind of take in some of the mountains and the glaciers and see it before it all melts. That would be my answer. Yeah, Alaska.
Very good. And how far is
Alaska?
Alaska?
Take off so many clothes in public.
And how far are you from Alaska?
Oh my goodness. Probably 20 hours. I mean, I'm central south, and it's probably 20 hours. I think, if I remember correctly. So I think Seattle is 19, and it's north of there. So.
Okay, very good. Next question. Let's do it, Chris. Before the next one, tell me, what's the best part of being a businessman? What do you like the most about your business? And also, there's always a challenging part as well. What that would be?
Well, the challenging part is selling my stuff. I mean, I when I get into a piece, I put a lot of effort into it. And I have a really hard time selling it, which makes it bad business when somebody comes in and they want to buy it, and you're like, no. For a while, I had probably 20 China cabinets because I put a lot of work into them, and people just, if someone didn't see what I saw, it made it very hard for me to sell. I learned very quickly, hire a salesperson or you're never going to do business. But and the most fulfilling part for me is the stress relief, and just that you're whether even if you're taking a piece and you're scanning it and refinishing it, you're still creating something that's unique to you, and I enjoy it, which is what I love it. That's why I want to do that for the rest of my life. I want to travel and hit the flea market circuit up and do mobile boutiques. I don't really, want to be stuck to one place. I want to share my passion. So,
very good, good one. Next question is, what makes you really angry?
Traffic. I don't understand why everybody cannot just go the same speed limit. I don't care if you're putting on your mascara, drinking your coffee, ironing your clothes, yelling at kids. You have cruise control. Just go. Gosh. I did not have road rage until I moved to Dallas, but it's bad. Traffic. people who want to tell you something that's not true, that I don't care how stupid it is, the fact that they think that you are that stupid, that would be the next one. I have a very hard time with that. And in our community, the lack of adult behavior. We're all adults. I don't care if you're 18 or 40, you're an adult. So no matter whether you're at a bar, you're at a party, you're at someone's home, act like an adult. Be an adult. Just be respectful, be an adult. You don't have to be all the drama that we have in our community is not necessary. You can still be catty and funny and witty. I'm so tired of this immature, entitled, childish, twink. And not all of them are twinks. I'm not saying that with any disregard, because here lately, since I've become the daddy next door, I kind of like twinks. So, or twunk, as I've been talking. But anyway, you know what I mean. And be yourself. Don't try to be somebody you're not.
Yeah. I think I always point this out here on the show. I think that being yourself is the only tool that you have, the most strongest one, because the right people will come, the wrong people would go away, and that's what makes interesting. But if you're yourself, the right people always gonna cross your path.
Okay.
I believe as well.
You attract what you put out there, and so if you're telling people that this is what you want, then let's hope that you're giving it. And I have at times not, but I think that the people in my life right now are great for me. There have been a couple that have really just made my head spin, but it's only because it's been a very, very long time since I've dated. And this year I decided I was going to, and that has been a fail all the way across the board. But that's because they don't make dating for dummies in the gay world. And somebody needs to write that book.
I see. Right, I have 3 questions left for you. Let's do it. Okay, Chris from Texas, in the USA. Next question for you is, what is the soundtrack of your life and why?
The soundtrack of my life, Beautiful Disaster by Kelly Clarkson. Type by Todd Rakoff. And Spooky Coochie by Dozy when I'm mad, because if you listen to the song, you'll understand. It takes a whole lot to get me there, but once I'm there, you're done. And Waiting Game by, I don't know, James Pierce, I think. And then I'm a country boy, so I love my country music. I love Shania Twain. I love the Dixie Chicks. If I'm singing, usually I have my earphones in so that I don't have to hear the judgment in anybody's voice, because if I'm singing, you're probably hearing the seagull from The Little Mermaid going wah wah wah. But I'm enjoying myself, and that means I'm in the best mood. So,
what's your favorite song of Shania Twain?
Any Man of Mine. And that don't impress you. That gotta be a tie.
I met her once in a hotel in London once. I used to work in a hotel, and I was in the lift, in the elevator, and suddenly the door opens, and I see this lady coming, and I'm just holding the door, and I was like, I think I know her from somewhere. And it was Shania Twain. She was going for breakfast.
Yeah, she's an amazing performer.
She is, absolutely. I think she left her signature in the world as well. There's so many nice songs and unforgettable songs.
To be honest, nobody knows this, but my favorite Shania Twain song is probably Man, I Feel Like a Woman. For karaoke purposes, it's a great song. And I know every word. So that's actually my favorite Shania Twain song.
I like this one as well, of course, but I like this one from this moment. Oh, this one is very
Yes.
yeah. It's a nice song. It makes me go through of my during my teenage time when I was a teenager, and I remember listening to the songs when I was trying to understand about love, you know what I mean, get some emotions around, you know. That's when this song came out. I was like, that's very interesting.
The other one is If You're Not In It For Love, and then Who's Bad Happy Birthday. Those three right there, they're kind of in high school and college. Those are the ones that you were like, yep. But
yeah. 2 questions left for you. Let's do it. Right. Before the next question, if you could pick one of your craftings art, the art that you work, which one that will be your favorite one, and what's the story behind, or what's the why it makes so special?
Are you talking about like a piece of furniture or something like that? My favorite. My very first piece. It was a 2-piece china cabinet that I bought at a garage sale from a very angry woman going through a divorce that asked me how much money I had in my pocket. I had $37. It was marked $200. She sold it to me for $37. I painted it dazzling denim blue from Target, chalk paint. Redid the back of it with wainscoting, put some baskets in it, added new feet, new handles, and my total cost in it was less than $100. And I kept it for 3 years, had many offers on it. I did finally sell it to one of my employers, but it's the one piece that, I mean, kind of put me on the map. I mean, I used it in a lot of staging when I was working in the construction real estate industry, and it was always in my office. It's kind of my favorite piece. And also, I had to resand it and do it over and over and over again to get it right. So it was a lot of work, and I was very proud of it. So that's my favorite piece. And because I was at the same time was kind of going through that divorce stage, and so I understood where she was at on that. And then also kind of was like, maybe I should come back to Montana, how much other stuff I can get out of you for that. But she was very angry. I mean, it was funny. But yeah, that was my first real piece, and yeah.
Okay, very good. Good one. Right. Next question for you is, who was your first crush and why?
Oh God. It was a guy I went to high school with. Actually, the most embarrassing story of my life. For purposes of anonymity for him, we'll just say Ramsey is his name. We went on a mission trip my sophomore year of high school, and I was so fat, and so awkward, and so gay. We went to Colorado. We were working medical supplies and stuff, and our last day we went skiing with the mom. And, the guy and me bought a sweater and gave it to him. It was a huge thing. We were in the Powerhouse praise band at our church together. Yeah. That was my first crush. And last time I ever told anybody when I had a crush. It broke me in the habit.
Oh.
But yeah, that was the first one. I mean, I was already a nerd and a bookworm at school and awkward because of being raised where I was raised. But yeah, that made it so much worse. I moved home the very next semester, so back to Abilene. So yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
Very good.
My first crush.
Ready for the last one?
Yep.
Let's do it. Last question. Hey, Chris, but before the last question, through those 2.5 years that the world has been facing the COVID crisis, so far for you, what's the biggest positive impact that brought to your personal life? At the same time as well, what's the most negative one, if you can share?
I almost killed myself. That was the most negative one, twice during that time. When I say I lost everything, I lost my family, I lost my friends. Now, part of that was my fault. I pushed people away. I lost my drive, my motivation, myself. My husband was very violent and very demeaning. He beat me down pretty bad. I allowed it. And I kind of lost sight of everything. I mean, never in my life have I not wanted to work and missed a day of work. It was very hard. When I came back home this last January, my very first job was in a stock room of a department store because I didn't want any responsibilities. I came home because I knew if I stayed in Dallas, it was not going to end well for me. I had kind of lost myself. But it also taught me that in this world, the people you surround yourself with and what you want and what you hold dear and close to you and your heart and your wants, for you really have to be strong on that. You can't just go 900 miles an hour in the fast lane and think that, that little speed bump that derails you is going to be something that you can get back on the road, because sometimes it's not. Sometimes the people that are in our lives can destroy you if you allow them to. I mean, nobody has that power. You have to allow them. But I thought that my family making the choice they made was the worst thing, and it wasn't. It was realizing that I gave up on myself. I was literally waiting to die. I mean, it was very bad. When I came back to Abilene January 1st, I came back with 2 suitcases and a couple of small boxes. My brother came and got me. And I started completely over. I had to, and not just a fresh start, because trust me, this is my hometown. It's not a fresh start. But it was the family that my best friends here, my step family, and this town. It's where you come back to. If you're going to have kids and you want to raise them in a good country environment, you come back to Abilene. If your life falls apart, you come back here to rebuild it, because everybody here has been through it. While there's still judgment, it's not real judgment. They're very supportive. I had been very kind of standoffish when I first got here. I was so angry that I was back here, so lonely and miserable, and trying to deal with figuring out who I was. And it took one person and one stupid conversation for me to realize that I never lost that person. I just lost sight of what made me strong and what made me have that fire. And I'm back. I mean, I am busting ass and trying to get where I want to be. And I'm enjoying my life. I'm happy. I could not have said that 6 months ago. I could not. Also, I was never somebody who believed in suicide. But during the COVID time, I finally learned and realized how somebody can feel so beat down and pushed away that they think that is their only option, because I found myself there twice. It's not a good place to be. And I hope and pray that anybody who ever goes there, you can find somebody to talk to. I'm terrified of needles and blood. And I'm also an overthinker. So I sat in my bathroom floor reading the statistics on what could happen on how you did it. And that kind of saved my life. And also the 2 people in my family that are closest to me knew, based on a picture on Facebook, that one of them was there the next day. And then my brother came, and within 2 months I was home. So the family members that are close to me, they know me. And I have never been really a depressed or down person. It's been very, very life-changing, and things I didn't used to believe in, I kind of believe in now. And I think that, there are so many opportunities for people to find support, and, don't ever try. I don't care what it is you got going on. There is somebody out there who you can talk to, because we all have something that we have to offer to this world, and nothing is worth that. So, and that is something I have never told anybody, except for 4 people in my life that know that. So, bearing it out there.
Oh, thanks so much for sharing that, Chris. Thanks for sharing this personal event. And also, I think that I'm glad that you are in a good place right now. And I think in the end of the day, it's all down to our family and down to our best friends as well. They're the one who's gonna be able to help us to pick us up, you know what I mean? And go like, you know what? Let's leave. Life's not over yet. Let's carry on.
And it's a two-way street, because your family, people don't realize we pull away and we live our lives and we forget they're not there every day. So it's just as much our responsibility to kind of put that open arm back out there too, because sometimes you'll get so angry and you'll get so disappointed, and then you forget that, hey, you're part of that problem too. So I'm growing up at 40, having to relearn some things, but I'm in the best shape of my life. I am happy. I know where I'm going and what I want, and I couldn't be happier.
Amazing. Good one. Last question for you is, what is the most romantic thing someone has ever done for you?
I actually don't have an answer to that. I'm usually the whole person. No, that's not true. Okay, so my ex-husband, as horrible as that situation was, he was actually the most romantic. He would send flowers, occasionally still does, and still signs them my rubber ducky. It's a horrible thing, but and oh my God, it used to drive me crazy driving down the road. He would sing at the top of his lungs and want to grab your chin and have you look at it while you're driving. So my life flashed before my eyes a lot. But amazingly enough, he probably was the worst thing in my life and also the most romantic, because he did things all the time. I mean, all the time. He would plan these little trips and, dinners and date nights, and I overlooked a lot of that. But yeah, he was the most romantic. It was just kind of funny. But yeah. I don't think I gave anybody else the opportunity to.
Even though it didn't work out, but at least the memories is gonna be there. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, that is. And you know what? And my ex-husband's name is Malcolm. He was with a woman before me. He had a 21-year-old girlfriend when we met. He pursued me. His family's crazy. They're from Louisiana. If you want to do a fun interview, his name is Malcolm Jones. He'd be a fun one. But he taught me a lot. I had to grow up so fast and change so many things. And boy, if anybody could push my buttons and make me mad, that man could do it. Oh my God. I will never forget him. And I don't hate him. I'm very glad that he was in my life. I still have his last name, so one of those things, yeah.
All right. Okay. It's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words, and you just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
All right.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Money.
Career.
One word for family.
Dysfunctional.
Love.
Dysfunctional.
Life.
Oh, lessons.
One word for sex.
Daddy has.
Ooh. Politics.
Ugh. I mean, don't discuss them. Don't want to have to really deal with them. Unfortunately, we have to. But that's an industry that needs some help.
One word
and
for
some life coaches.
Right. One word. One word for religion.
Mess. Needed, but it's a mess.
Fear.
For what? Fear? Forever. My friends are forever friends.
Desire.
Yes.
Okay. Regret.
No. None.
Success.
Work.
One word for wish.
Effort.
Happiness.
Work.
Okay. One word for noodle.
Noodle?
Yeah.
Boy.
Okay.
It's my nickname, Noodle Boy.
One word for Thai.
Home.
One word for Texas.
Bye. I'm sure you're planning. I'm out of here.
One word for USA.
Mess.
Okay. And the last one now, crafting. One word.
Happiness.
Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friend, tell me the most beautiful thing about Chris, and tell me something that he still needs to work on, to improve on. What do your best friend would say?
That I have a huge heart and I would do anything for anyone. And that I have a very short fuse for those closest to me. And, you know, you better be careful. I might take your Louis Vuitton purse and dump it out if you're going to be a princess. She would say that. She's told everyone.
Right. Let's play now, Chris and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But hey, Chris from Texas, you can ask me a question now.
Okay. 3 words that would define you or describe you.
Oh my God, I love the question. All right. Okay. The first word that came to my mind straight away is approachable. Yeah. The second word to define myself, I would say willpower. Yeah. The third one now, let's say, okay, I'm trying to find another word, but the one that is stick to my head, it's happiness.
You're a very happy person. Your smile is amazing.
Oh, thank you, Chris. I think that people who cross my life, people around me, family members, they always go like, my God, happiness is around you. Happiness. So I always had this thing about being happy, being a happy person. So yes, sometimes I try to find other words to define myself, but happiness is a word that it's just it's something that I'm very grateful for, for the universe, or because I think being happy, it's something that's, even though that's you're not in a good place, or you are facing challenging times, but if you try to face that with at least a happy in the best happy way, you know what I mean, to find it makes a difference, and sometimes when I find myself in a melancholic way, or some days, you know what I mean, I'm not feeling my best, and I just go like, you know what, try to be happy, try to turn around, try to think. And I think it's even though sometimes not easy, but just when you put your mindset in this way of approaching happiness or being happy, it can make a difference, at least a little bit, but it can make a difference for sure.
Definitely. Dream vacation.
Say again?
Dream vacation.
Dream vacation. Okay. A place that's okay. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna go for the place that's I really would like. I will talk about the safari in South Africa. I was thinking about that as well. But one of the places that is in the top of my bucket list is to visit Japan. I totally think that if one day when I go to Japan, I think I will come back a different person. You know what I mean? The way they approach life, the way they I think they're ahead of us. You know what I mean? The way they talk to you, the way they look in your eyes, and it's something that it's so beautiful to see. I was working in hospitality in hotels for a few years, and when we had some Japanese guests, you know what I mean? The way they look at you, the way they approach you, it's such a difference. And yeah, I'd love to go to Japan and to explore the country a little bit. That's my topic list for sure.
And then, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself in 5 years' time working full-time in this project within the Magic Box, traveling the whole world, meeting interesting people, meeting people who already participate on the show, going to Texas, meet all my guests on Texas, and having a great time for sure.
Oh, definitely. We are a lot of fun.
I would love to do that. Sorry?
You what? Oh, I was going to say, and we have the Roundup Bar. I mean, what they grow in West Texas is steers and queers, and everything is bigger in Texas. So, you know, whether it's our attitudes or appendages, we're all here.
And I'll come to you to show me a little bit of the seats, like Dallas, you know, the place that you've been already. Okay?
Oh, yes. It's a lot of fun. Oh, yeah.
Deal.
Yes, sir. Well, it has been a pleasure. Do you have any other questions for me?
Say again?
Do you have any other questions for me?
Yes. So just before you go, Chris, before you go, I would like you to, if you can share a positive message, something that you live by. But before that, I would like to say thank you very much for you to take your time. Thanks so much for being so kind and sweet as well. When I approached you online on social media, you're very sweet and you go like, okay, let's do it. And I was like, oh my God, that's so nice. And I could feel your energy through the way when we start messaging each other. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. But before you go, let's pretend now that you have the whole world watching you now. You have the whole attention of the whole world watching you, and you can leave a message right now to the world. What would you say?
You know what? I would say smile more. Nothing is that bad. We all just survived the pandemic of the whatever world. And do not let your past define you, and be happy, because that's all we have in this world.
Amazing. Very good.
I mean, that's so good.
Good one. Thanks so much for the interview, and you keep in touch. It was a pleasure to connect with you. Okay. Thanks so much for being part of it.
Definitely.
Okay. Take care.
Thank you. You have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why do you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.